You are listening to the Business Experience Show, where you can learn new ways to market and strategize in your industry by listening as our team of business consulting professionals walk others through their problems and solutions. Learn from their challenges and success stories. Find out what works for you in today's marketplace. The show is ideal for business owners and professionals looking for new ideas to increase profitability. Employees of large corporations can implement the techniques to stand out from their peers. Anyone thinking about starting a small business can learn the do's and don'ts the easy way. Even if you're not interested in owning a business, you can still learn tricks that drive business forward or simply listen as others pursue the American dream. This is the Business Experience Show. The hosts of the show are Lisa Caprelli, a small business owner, marketing consultant, and radio host. She has personally spent over $1 million on radio advertising and is here to share everything that it's taught her. Kramer is a retired trial attorney who specialized in corporate partnerships and franchise litigation for 25 years. He has been a minority partner in numerous business ventures, including a celebrity-owned day spa and a minor league baseball team. Today, he consults with small businesses, helping them to avoid common pitfalls.
Joining us in today's think tank is consultant Cole Smith. He's an entrepreneur and business owner who works with some of the biggest companies in media and publishing to help strengthen your brand through his company, ELOC Network. Hi, Kramer. Hi, Cole.
Hi. Hello.
I'm Lisa Caprelli. We're the Business Experience Show, a place where traditional practices meet outside-the-box thinking on the road to success. We're glad to have you with us. We have an exciting show this week and plenty of helpful information to share for everyone trying to navigate the ups and downs of today's business climate. So let's get to our first guest. Joining us today to talk business is Mike Goodbrand of Comfort Cool Fans. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Thank you for being on the show with us. What an exciting day.
Absolutely.
What time were you
Thanks
up
for
today
us.
thinking about this?
About 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, my God. Okay. You beat me. I was up at 7. Very exciting. So tell us about your product, Mike.
We specialize, it's actually a niche business, but we specialize in new style of whisper quiet whole house fans. Whole house fans have been around for about 50 years. But in the past 7-8 years or so, the technology's really improved. And we decided, my partner David and I decided to, we could build a better widget for this type of industry. And that's what we've been doing for the past 5 years.
Awesome. And David, when did you join your brother in the business? Was it in the beginning that you started, or when did you join ship with him?
It was in the beginning. It was at day one. It was roughly 2006.
Okay.
When we began the business.
Okay, you have to tell us a story there for our listeners to share about how you started investing more of your time with him. Tell us that story.
Yeah. As most people know, in 2006, the mortgage industry kind of collapsed overnight, and that's the industry I was in. And my brother had been in the heating and air conditioning business for roughly 25 years. And he, during that period, he learned of a niche that nobody was really going after. And he knew that I was looking at doing other things besides the mortgage business. And that's when he came to me and asked me about, looking at the whole house.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, what I had identified over about 25 years of being in that industry is, a lot of people used to ask me, if I would install whole house fans.
Right.
And I would say, I won't do it because of the fact that they're inefficient, they're extremely noisy, they leave a huge uninsulated hole in the ceiling. But they did solve a problem. But until the technology, caught up with it, I just wasn't willing to, recommend that to clients.
So explain to the listeners the difference between your product, which is whole house fans. Is anyone else doing this in the country?
Some companies are. There's, like I mentioned, they've been around for about 50 years, but it's the new style of whole house fans.
And it's very different than the traditional AC. That takes electricity. Your product doesn't take electricity.
Very, very little. It costs about anywhere from 2 to 4 cents an hour to operate.
Wow.
So it's not necessarily a replacement for an air conditioning system, but it can replace air conditioning units quite a bit.
And Mike, you made an excellent point here that you found something that solved a problem. And we're always excited about businesses that are a solution looking for a problem. We find that it's easier to take that product and make it available to the public because you're solving a problem that somebody has. But in this economy, it's tough to get people to spend money for home improvement. How do you overcome that obstacle?
It's one of the few products that has a pretty quick payback. As everybody knows, electricity rates continue to go up and up and up. I just recently read they're expected to go up as much as 40% over the next couple of years. Running an air conditioning system, extremely expensive. I recently read that it can cost you as much as $2.50 an hour to operate an AC unit. And it doesn't make a lot of sense.
When you say $2.50, $2.50?
$2.50 an hour to operate an air conditioning unit.
And yours is 2 cents.
We cost between 2 and 4 cents an hour to operate. They're extremely popular in Southern California because we have the ideal climate for it. Just like this evening, it was in where I live, it got well over 95 degrees today. But when I got up this morning at 5:30, I've got one of those outdoor thermometers, and I looked at it, it was 53 degrees outside. So I didn't use my air conditioner last night. I turned on the whole house fan, brought in that cool, fresh air, and not only saved a ton of money, but I actually did a better job of cooling my house than my air conditioner could have done last night.
So your product's designed to bring the cool air from outside into the inside, and that's what excited me about your product, because I have a 2-story condo. And upstairs, it's always hot, and downstairs, and I sleep upstairs. Downstairs, it's cool, and I wish my bedroom was downstairs, but I suffer. I suffer, and I'm upstairs. I don't turn on the AC because I'm like the Californian that thinks like I'm going to waste a lot of money if I turn on the AC, so don't turn it on. When guests come, I'm like, we don't turn on the AC. It's a California thing. And they're like suffering, and I'm like, sorry, because you don't know what that number is going to be in your electric bill if you turn it on.
Yeah, and you're very typical of a lot of our clients. They come with us with that same statement. Plus the fact, cold air falls, warm air rises. So when they do turn on the air conditioner, they find that their downstairs gets very cold, but the upstairs continues to stay hot. You've got a lot of heat trapped not only upstairs but in the attic, and so the best way to get rid of that is to remove it from the home rather than have an AC unit just run constantly for hours on end trying to cool that heat that's in the house. And again, it's not going to do anything for the heat that's trapped up in your attic, and that heat up in the attic can literally get up to 150 degrees, and that can go ahead.
It's counterintuitive. There are people that the American dream is to own a house, but really the homeowner's American dream is to have central air conditioning. Everyone wants to have air conditioning, and you're in a point where people who have air conditioning, now you're trying to almost upsell them to go back to having a fan. And how does that work?
Well, again, because we live there, it's not going to, in Arizona, for example, we wouldn't have started this business, or in Nevada, because they just don't have the climate that we have. So even though you may have, like one of my buddies called me today, he's been in the air conditioning business longer than I have, and he wants one of these whole house fans, because even though we can install them, relatively cheap because we're contractors, we can't do anything about electrical rates. We can't do anything about the heat that's trapped up in the attic. So it's a big need that clients have. They really, they want to sleep in nice, quiet, comfortable, bedrooms, and with an air conditioning unit, it's very expensive to do that.
You raise another point. You said you're a contractor. Do you need a contractor to do this, or can somebody just build their own fan system in their home?
No, and that's a great question. If you're going to have anybody do it other than yourself, because you are allowed to put in whole house fans on your own. We actually have a DIY website, do-it-yourself website for do-it-yourself homeowners. But if you're going to hire someone to do it, they do have to be a licensed contractor, which we are.
Go ahead, Cole.
Just what's a real quick difference between the AC unit and this house fan? If you could just describe it visually.
The whole house fan is simply a fan. It's going to move air. That's it. Where an air conditioner will actually take warm air and make it cold. A whole house fan is an exhaust fan. It's going to remove all the heat out of the home, and it's going to replace it with the outside temperature, the ambient outside temperature. So whatever, and that's when these are applicable. Again, our evening and nighttime temperatures are typically very cool. I wouldn't be turning this on in the middle of the day when it's 85 degrees outside. I wait until temperature outside is significantly cooler than it is in my house.
Right. What size are they? Just depends on the home.
Great question. Just like an AC unit, you size them for the size of the home as well as the attic ventilation. What we usually recommend to people is go with the biggest whole house fan that your home has the attic ventilation for.
Tell us the price range of your product.
For do-it-yourselfers, they start at around $695, and they go up to about $1295. To have it professionally installed by us, you're looking at about $995 to about $2,000.
Tell us about how you got your product in the Orange County Register. And again, you're listening to the Business Experience Show. We have Comfort Cool fans with us, Mike and David Goodbrand. I love this part. When you got featured in the OC Register, tell us about that story.
Sure. Dave, do you want me to explain that, or you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. David's wife, Tanya, very intuitive. We had always identified that we got a really niche product that is really needed out here in Southern California. So she approached the Orange County Register. It's a green product. We thought that would have garnished their attention. They came back and said, you know what, guys, we get a lot of pitches for that kind of stuff. She, being as tenacious as she is, she called them back and said, what about this? My husband was in the mortgage industry. He transitioned into the whole house fan industry, and they really liked that story. And
we're going to continue the story with Mike and David Goodbrand, Comfort Cool fans. We got to take a quick break, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll get into marketing tips that can help you. You're listening to Angels Radio, AM 830 KLAA. I'm Lisa Caprelli. Cole Smith, Kramer. We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show, where you can learn from others' mistakes and successes in business.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show. For more information, you can go to our website, thebusinessexperienceshow.com. I'm Lisa Caprelli, Cole Smith, Kramer. We have Comfort Cool fans, Mike and David Goodbrand. Hey guys, if you like us on Facebook today, during today's show, we'll be giving away Starbucks $10 gift certificates to 5 random Facebook friends. Search for us, click the Facebook button at the top of our website, www.thebusinessexperienceshow.com. That's thebusinessexperienceshow.com. So, okay, we're coming back to you about your Orange County Register story.
Okay.
Recap a little bit for the listeners who maybe they just tuned in.
Yeah, so the Orange County Register, we approached them, told them about our product. They said, hey, guys, that's great, but we get a lot of pitches for products. David's wife, Tanya, is being the tenacious person she is.
Beautiful woman, by the way.
Very beautiful, yes, very nice.
Thank you.
And she called them back after getting rejected and said, hey, what about this angle? My husband was a very successful mortgage broker, owned his own business. You know, rather than just get out there and start knocking on doors and complaining, he went out and started another business, and he got in the manufacturing business with these whole house fans. And he's actually the guy that runs the day-to-day. He's the guy that's developed the product and taken it to the level that we are right now.
Wow.
So the Orange County Register, they came out, interviewed him, talked with Tanya. They really liked it. They initially put the story online. They got so many people following up and expressing interest. They called back a couple weeks later and said, we're going to go to print with this, and they put us on the front page of the Orange County Business section. And then that just blew up our business. That not only a story, a lot of people were understanding, appreciative of his story, but it also got our product out there, which we struggled with.
Do you want to share with us how much it blew up your business?
We've shut off all other marketing up to this point because we started
wow.
It was the most effective thing we had done out there. It increased our business by about $100,000.
And why do you think that is? Is it that people became aware of the product, or that they wanted to do business with people that were featured in the newspaper article? What do you think caused the phone to ring?
David?
There's a need out there. And, people come home from the office at night. They go into their house. It's really hot. They know it's nice and cool outdoors, but they don't want to run that air conditioner because they're going to get that $300 bill or more at the end of the month. And they want a way to cool their house. And they know once they got this article, they realized, there is an alternative.
Again, a solution to a problem that everyone faces, or many people face. Cole,
there's another solution
Cole,
that I see here too.
Cole, get the mic close to your face. Thank you.
Thank you. I see another solution too, and it has to do with the green jobs. You become a manufacturer of home fans. How's your business changed? And based on that article, how much growth have you had?
That's a great question.
Right, so can you guys say you're green now?
We can definitely say we are green. Yeah, we are a green business. We've been identified as a green business. Our product actually qualifies for utility company rebates because, again, it's an energy-saving product as well. And like David said, a lot of people, identified that they had a problem. Some people had heard about whole house fans, but they were big, noisy, huge, uninsulated. I call it the helicopter in the attic. These new ones,
so yours isn't noisy.
They're designed you can sleep with them on. They're that quiet.
Okay, because I thought I read that the downfall was it's noisy. Is Is that
not ours? That's the old
Oh,
style.
okay.
That's the old style of whole house fan that we've replaced.
Okay.
So the noise has gone away. The huge uninsulated hole in your attic has gone away. Those other style whole house fans used to use as much as 1,000 watts of energy, so they were even very expensive to operate. But with the new ones, we don't have that.
I'm intrigued about something you said before our break, and that was that you have a do-it-yourself part on your website. I have a couple questions about that. First of all, what is your website?
The do-it-yourself website is centricair.com.
That's different from your business website.
We also have a installation website, which is comfortcoolfans.com. We sell our product all over the country to do-it-yourselfers. But here in Orange County, LA, San Diego, we're a contractor as well, so we're able to both sell and install our product. So we have a bit of a niche business right here.
We're talking about websites. Everyone in the audience gets a gift. Oh, you're a gift. You get the gift. So, Mike, to be honest, when we first started speaking, I couldn't remember if the name was Comfort Cool Fans or Cool Comfort Fans. So I registered the mixed up name and pointed that to your website as well. So we're going to transfer that domain to you tomorrow after the show.
Thank you.
So those are just little things. My background is marketing, and when I see their company, I Google and see what's out there. There's some companies that don't have a website. Of course, I always recommend that you get one. So your website is Comfort Cool Fans, and you're now going to have Cool Comfort Fans. So if people get mixed up, they'll find you.
And that's a very important point of business. I have somebody that I've known for a long time that's a coin collector, and he collects Eisenhower Eisenhower dollars.
Uh-huh.
And he goes on eBay and he spells Eisenhower incorrectly, and he finds people, and they don't get a lot of traffic. They don't get a lot of hits to those websites. So he purposely misspells names on eBay to find things that now I've given away a secret, but that's what you get for listening to the show.
Interesting, yeah.
So the first thing you do is keep in touch with past customers. We're talking about marketing. I know when I spoke with you on the phone, I want to work with you in marketing and you guys you said to me that you who has explain your background and who has the MBA or both of you.
Yeah, I'm a licensed contractor.
Uh-huh.
I also have a degree in business and management. David is a licensed contractor as well and has an MBA. So we both have some business experience as well as being contractors.
Right. And so one thing we talked about is you would love the help with marketing and getting more word out to referrals. People that, you go in their home and then they want to tell their neighbors like, oh, look what I got the coolest thing. And then where'd they get that from? So do you tap into that referral source right now?
We do. We don't do a great job of it, but that's definitely
going to change.
Going to change. Exactly.
Yeah. No, thank you. And by the way, I just want to say thank you for coming in and sharing your story with our listeners, and sort of exposing yourself. There's so many businesses out there that, first of all, maybe they wouldn't want to share their inside story or things they're not good at, and nobody's good at everything. Like I couldn't do what you do. I could never invent what you do. Forget it. So. Thank you for sharing, because your story will help other business owners, and that's what our show is about.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a real quick comment on your website. I hate to go backwards, but from
go ahead,
referrals, Cole. Is that I'd like for you to create a video training series on your site so that you can duplicate your process. It's not so much on your phones, but you can actually take those referrals and you can send a message and duplicate that message.
So, how would that video be? Give me an example.
You could do with your home fans, whatever those home fans are, create a couple of videos, maybe at 6 different ones, or take the top 10 questions that people ask you about your fans.
Sort of
Put
like
those
this
videos
interview today,
yes.
It would be on video. And by the way, Cole, that's part of his company is he helps with video and branding. And again, I don't do what he does. So, we have a good team, to help you with that after the fact if you want. Right, Cole?
Right. But it's just for these guys to have a really good idea when build your website as a communication tool. And it will save you so much time. I mean, the world uses the internet on all mobile devices these days, but that'll be a great step in helping you get the information, and hopefully with customer service as clients buy your product.
And also, people respond to different things. People listen and absorb information, or they have to see it. And in today's world, if it's not on television, it's not interesting. And so if somebody can click on and watch a video, it's something that they'll watch rather than reading a paragraph or two. It's just another way to reach people that have already found your website, but they're not sold yet, and this goes a long way to selling them. One of the other things I assume that you have in your business is it's probably very seasonal. It's hot now, so so you're hot. It's hot in demand, but during the rainy season in Southern California, you probably don't get a lot of phone calls. How are you currently dealing with that for marketing?
We're building product, waiting for the summer to come. So that's not an area we've been able to figure out yet, is what to do in the off season as far as
South America.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Global.
Yeah, exactly. So.
We are listening to the Business Experience Show. If you have questions for us, not sure we can take them. We have a jam-packed show, but if you have a good question, you can try to get on air at 877-8-830-830. That's 877-8-830-830. You're listening to the Business Experience Show on Angels Radio, AM 830, KLAA. We'll be right back. I'm Lisa Cole Kramer. We'll be right back after the short break with the Comfort Cool Band, Mike Goodbrand, Dave Goodbrand. God, I have to remember all this. Okay, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show, where you can learn from others' mistakes and successes in business.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show. For more information, you can go to our website, thebusinessexperienceshow.com. That's thebusinessexperienceshow.com. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook. We're giving out a drawing today for some Starbucks gift cards, $10 gift cards. You can use some coffee tomorrow throughout the week. You're listening to Angels Radio, AM 830 KLAA. I'm Lisa Caprelli, Cole Smith, Doc Kramer. We have Comfort Cool Fans, David Goodbrand, Mike Goodbrand. Okay, where were we at before the break?
Well, we were talking about marketing and having a video on the website, but that raises another point, and that is marketing is very important to your business. Obviously, what you're doing is not unique. Other contractors and even non-contractors could enter into this business, and they could sell the same sort of a cooling system. In fact, they could buy your product from your do-it-yourself website and then undercut you in the price in the marketplace and sell that retail. What are you doing to make yourself different from the competition, and how do you compete with people that can get into this business?
Great question, and that's definitely an area that we have a little bit of knowledge, but I think we can use some help there as well. What has differentiated us to this point is we're the one-stop shop. We have the ability to sell the product, warranty the product, install the product, and provide a labor warranty as well. Most of our competitors, they're going to go buy a product, the homeowner will buy the product, go contract an electrician or handyman to go put it in. That can create problems if there ever is a problem with the system.
Right.
You bought it from Lowe's or Home Depot, now you try to get a replacement part, not easy to do. Definitely can't get it from Lowe's or Home Depot. They're going to refer you to the manufacturer's website. The guy that put it in, he didn't sell you the product, so he's probably not going to warranty his labor as well, where that's what we do. We are the one-stop shop. We provide an all-encompassing warranty, parts and labor.
Well, does it cost more? Because if a consumer can save $200 or $300 or $400 by doing it, by cutting and pasting and going to different places, sometimes they save money. Sometimes it costs the money in the long run. How do you deal with that as an objection or an obstacle to a sale?
And that's a good question as well. We right now try to be, and we are the Mercedes of the whole house fan industry. We've purposely decided to live at the high end, but we do recognize that there is a lower end market out there, and we've actually recently started talking about maybe participating in that lower end market, maybe coming up with less expensive whole house fans, less expensive parts, components, but we don't want to cannibalize our existing business.
Yeah, what are you doing right now based on all of these benefits and the things that you offer to your customers? How are you building your brand from a brand perspective? What do you want to do? What do you see?
Well, right now we focus a lot on the German engineered. That's what differentiates us. The Germans are known for quality, precision, and that's what we try to latch onto as well. So we sell the Mercedes, literally, of it's a German engineered product. So just like a Mercedes, we sell the best whole house fan in the industry. No other companies have even come close to selling a product that's comparable to what we have. As a matter of fact, we have our competitors' products in our office that people can come and visit and see our product plus the competition's. And when they see it, it's kind of comparing a Mercedes to a Yugo. So.
Okay. I was actually thinking from a brand perspective when you're sending out your messages to your customers, your contractors, that the message is consistent across the board, that you're saying the same thing. One of the most important things as a small business owner that you're growing, a lot of times you're running 190 miles an hour and we forget the same message. And it's almost like take 2 steps back, make sure that you think through what that brand is, the message you want, and that you can send out that same message over and over. It's going to evolve with your business. You're going to have different vertical markets that you go into, but from your graphics to your design to what your message that you're saying about your product, make sure keep that really clear in your mind. You know exactly what that is. And then at some point as you grow, you'll start turning it over to marketing companies and they'll help you do that. But you want to create that brand for yourself right out of the gate.
And while you're creating your brand, let me go back and tie 3 things together that we've talked about over the last few minutes. One is the seasonal aspect of this. And so when it's not your busy season, you have time to go back to your existing customers. Customer satisfaction calls. You have a chance to talk to your customers to make sure that they're happy. And when they are, they're going to want to tell you, and they're going to want to be able to give you a referral. Cole talked about the videos on a website. To get a customer to tell their story on a video, a testimonial on your website is far more powerful than you guys, because you're selling a product. But a customer that's satisfied, that is happy and honored to be on your website to say, I wasn't sure, I bought this thing, it's the best $1,200 I ever spent, would go wonders to build your brand. And Cole is right. You want to build your brand. You can do that. It's a seasonal business during the off season with customer satisfaction calls, and then customer testimonials might go a long way to helping build your brand and drive sales.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's right. Word of mouth is still the best and most effective form of advertising. Now, Mike, when we discussed emailing your clients about your appearance on your show, it gave me chills when you said you didn't collect emails. Yeah,
no, you're right. And that's an area that we've identified we need to improve on.
And by the way, you're like many business owners in the country. So you know, and thank you again for being on our show and letting us help you, you know, and the information we're sharing about you. Obviously, you're doing lots of good things right. That's why you're here. That's why you were in the OC register. That's why you had to shut off your marketing. So thanks for, you know, learning with us and growing with us and helping you, give you tips. And obviously you're not going to go out tomorrow and just do everything, implement it. It's overwhelming, and that's what a business is it's growing, it's being open to changes. So anything else you want to share with listeners? Like what's a good customer story that you can share with us? I love stories.
Well, I think one was the one that was recently put on the Orange County Register, and it was included in the article. You know, customer had known about Whole House fans, knew of them as being big, noisy, obtrusive, all that kind of stuff, and he searched us, found us, and ended up calling David, scheduled time to come into our office and have a bit of a consultation, hear the product, see the product, and he actually a year later. You know, he's calling the Orange County Register after seeing the initial article and saying, "Hey, this was the best investment I made." And we get a lot of those type of testimonials from people that are skeptical in the beginning, but then they learn about it and then they invest in the product and are very happy.
Okay, what are you doing with all those testimonials?
We have a few of them on our website, but I like the idea that you mentioned about doing some videos. And what was nice about the client, that he reached out to the Orange County Register after initially reading the online article about us and said, "Hey, everything David's telling you is true." I mean, he was excited about it and actually wanted to share his story, which was great. So.
Cole,
a couple of things on your email database.
Yes.
As you're sending out messages to your customer, make sure that you have their permission to do that.
Yes.
And build a strong database. There's one thing I want to step back to also on your website, and it's a great email. If you have a green, I forgot, was a rebate? I think you guys were saying you have a rebate.
You have a rebate?
Utility companies offer rebates.
This industry is changing so much for the green technologies. There's a lot of rebate money. You want to keep your customers engaged with what's going on out there, and that's a great database. And your customers are willing to get that information if you can save them money. So you want to be able to not only have the videos online, but have a capture page where they can sign up for free information, new updates, rebates, etc. That'll help you build your database and your customers as you make changes.
Great point.
I had a question that some listeners may want to know, and that is, with Comfort Cool Fans, do you actually cut into a roof? Is there you need to be a contractor to do this? Is it an invasive process where there's actual construction or cutting into somebody's home?
Great point. And that with the old style of whole house fans, absolutely. There's a lot of reframing of your attic, a lot of cutting, and you just about had to be a structural engineer to put one of those in. With the new ones, definitely you're not cutting any holes in any roofs. Matter of fact, we tell people we're not a roofer. We're a licensed mechanical contractor, so you don't want us cutting holes in your roof. The product that David's developed fits within the existing joists of your home. So literally all we're cutting out is a small section of drywall. That's it.
And listeners that weren't writing this down before, you got two different websites, the do-it-yourself and your regular. What are those URL websites again?
Centricair.com. It's CENTRICAIR.com. And the other website, and Centricair.com is the do-it-yourself website. The other website is ComfortCoolFans.com.
And if I'm going to go on Google looking for this, what do I put in? What's the catchword that shows up on Google? It puts your website
for your whole house fan.
You can Google whole house fans, or if you Google Centric Air or Comfort Cool, any of those will get you there.
And do you have a toll-free telephone number?
We have a toll-free telephone number, which I can't think of off the top of my head, but our regular, do you know it, David? Our
you can go on the website, but give out your number.
It's 949-709-8194 is our regular phone number.
Really quick, and then we got to go to break. How many square feet does your whole house fan cover, or do you need two sometimes?
Sometimes we do a lot of large homes, 5,000, 6,000 square feet. In those homes, they end up maybe putting two systems in, but most homes up to like 3,500 square feet can get away with one system.
We got to go to a quick break. Thank you, Mike Goodbrand, David Goodbrand, Comfort Cool Fans. You got to get this. If you are like me and you don't want to turn on your AC, and you don't want to suffer, go to comfortcoolfans.com. You're listening to Angels Radio, AM 830 KLAA. I'm Lisa Caprelli. Cole Smith, Kramer. We'll be right back after this short break.